In this video, I'm going to get you started by helping you find a pre-loved bicycle that's right for you. Now, for those of you that are unsure about buying used bikes, we're going to start by talking about why a second-hand bike might be a great first choice. First reason, cycles are just out of stock. With the massive demand for cycles right now and shipping issues due to COVID-related restrictions, online or offline, finding a bike, even your second or third choice, may be impossible. The second, most obvious reason is that they're cheaper. Advanced machines are now within your budget, or you can save some serious cash on the bike you had in mind. And often, you'll find that these bikes are barely used because many new cyclists are buying the wrong cycles. Why? They get the size wrong because they don't know enough about sizing and they buy a bike online, or they're misguided by stores wanting to sell off the bikes they do have in stock. What they're more likely to get wrong is bike type. Many people, myself included, get into cycling with some idea of what they think they want to do with a bike. Thing is, when they start riding, this idea changes, sometimes radically. Buy a bike for commuting, but then get interested in longer adventure rides. Buy an MTB because this is what most shops will sell as general purpose, but getting to work on one is too much of a drag, literally. Get a sleek road bike, only to realize that many great routes are off limits because they include dirt trails or unpaved surfaces. And finally, you begin to recognize aspects that are important for your specific use. You may prefer smaller gears because you climb a lot of hills, a suspension fork for trails, a more relaxed geometry, clearance for wider tires. The list is endless. So how does buying a second-hand bike help? Well, it saves you from the heartbreak you'll experience when you slowly realize your shiny, brand new bike is not right for you. And the money you've saved can go towards your next bike, one that's hopefully perfect. The last, perhaps most important reason to buy a used cycle is that reuse is great for the planet. You're already making a green move by getting a bicycle. Now buying a perfectly good used one, even better. A road bike and a mountain bike are two major bike types. And in between these, you get a hybrid bike, the most common type of bicycle. And that's where we're going to start. Most of you watching this, I'm sure, are thinking of getting a cycle to ride to work or say hour-long fitness or leisure rides around your city. The hybrid is the bike you need. You can use these on day-long adventure rides too, but you might want to buy a more advanced model in that case. Mountain bikes next. To be used if you're going to be doing a lot of off-roading, riding trails and whatnot. Do not buy an MTB just because it can do everything. You'll be wasting energy if you ride it to work, and even though expending more energy is great for exercise, I would rather get a hybrid and use the now excess energy to go faster or go farther. Now the road bike. Get this if you're looking at covering long distances on road, going as fast as possible, or both. This is not a typical first-time bike because it takes more skill to ride due to the more aggressive posture and the drop bars. Now between an MTB and a hybrid, you have a cross hybrid. And between an MTB and a road bike, you have a gravel bike. These bikes are far more efficient at long distances than MTBs, but they can still handle bad roads and most trails decently. Far better than their pure hybrid and road bike cousins. Are these all the bike types? Hell no. But it's too big a topic for this video. Speaking of which, do hit the like button if you're finding this useful. It helps both the video and the channel quite a bit. So if you're looking for a bike that's around 10,000 or below, your best bet would be OLX. I'm sure I don't need to tell you how to use OLX, so we'll move on. Now if you're looking for a bike that's a bit more expensive, get on Facebook and join the Cyclop group. The large volume of non-sale posts on Cyclop can make finding a bike by scrolling a bit difficult, so you can look for the bicycle sale topic and click that to see all the recently listed bikes. For a more advanced search though, go to the search box and type in something like a bike brand, the word sale, or a combination of terms to bring up relevant results. Cyclop is actively looking at improving search, so look in the description for the most recent search recommendations. Now another place to search is the Cyclop Marketplace, which makes it far easier to find the bike you're looking for. The problem is that not everyone posts here, so you kind of have to check both. You could also post a wanted ad. Be sure to include your budget, the type of bike you're looking for, and your height to get relevant responses. Let's take a look at a few of the recent listings on Cyclop. A 1-year-old Firefox Cyclone MTB at 40% off. A Giant Defy 5 again at 40% off. A beautiful 2-year-old Scott Scale 980 at 25% off. A 3-year-old gravel bike, the Giant Any Road 1, 35% off. And just because they're second hand doesn't mean they're cheap, as you can see with these two machines. Here's an actual sale that went down a few weeks ago. A super cool Trek Superfly shipped from Bombay to Nagpur in just under a couple of weeks. Even if you don't find a bike you want immediately, just keep an eye out for new listings that will start to show up in your feed. Once you've found an interesting listing, how do you make sure that bike is good for you? First, ensure the bike is a known brand and it's the right size. Read or watch reviews of the same model online to determine if this bike would really suit your needs. Get as many photos of the bike as you can, especially close-ups of key areas like the drivetrain, the fork, joints on the frame, and the wheels. These need to be photos of the bike in its current condition, of course. Inspect as best you can for wear, deformation, or even cracks. You can often find out more about the bike by looking through the seller's other posts. And a Strava profile might help confirm the mileage on the bike. Talk to the seller on phone to get a better idea of what the bike has been through and understand why they're selling the bike. You could even do a video call where they go over the bike with you and point out key features and known issues. If you have the chance to check the bike in person too, ride the bike and run it through all possible gear combinations. Check the brakes. Is the bike making weird sounds? If you're feeling comfortable on the bike and the only issues you find aren't deal breakers, just factor those into the price of the bike and you'll come away happy. If you have any questions or thoughts, drop a comment below. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. Welcome to our community, and remember to wear your helmet, wear your mask, wash your hands, and stay safe.